This is Trans Africa Radio.
But as well as solo in studio, we're joined by the musician, the talent, the journo, the all-around jack of all trades that is Alek Blak, and not only just discussing music but also professional career as well as a young South African or young African existing in the world today. So in summary, Solo's question I think was touching on proactiveness and being involved in sort of putting yourself in a position where opportunities come your way, and the attitude attached to that. I don't know if I sort of summarize that.
Yeah, pretty much. So how do you inspire and motivate young people to come out and be more proactive instead of opportunities coming to you, you going out for opportunities, or in a space where there's no opportunity, you making an opportunity and making it happen. So you've made those happen.
I have, I guess. I'm still in the process of making this happen. So I think even before I answer this question, it would be important for me to say, I don't have so much authority that I can, say that this is what you do and this will be the outcome. But what the 2 cents that I can add, I think, and sometimes it's not in the big things. So I think in the small things like being reliable, I think is something that's so important and something that speaks volumes, and something that can do something for your life. And the smallest of things, responding to emails, responding to people's texts,
arriving on time to work,
being where you're supposed to be when you say you're going to be there.
Yeah.
And I think second of all, also if you are in the workplace, this is a difficult one because it's almost like a double-edged sword, in the sense that you don't want to be exploited and taken advantage of, but with the same breath, it's important for you, especially when you're starting out, to
build a reputation.
Oh no! I want him to find the words for this one.
Not so much. Yeah, I want to find the words for myself. I think it's just important to work hard and show your ethic. And in as much as you'll want to complain, and in as much as you feel like you're being exploited and maybe you are being, I think eventually at some point it begins to pay off, and this is not to say that people should walk over you, but I guess pay your dues, and don't just pay your dues for the sake of paying them. Pay your dues in the best way possible. Don't make it hard for whoever you're working for to differentiate between you and the person that's been here for 6 years. You know what I mean?
Fire Jones, he's a writer. Did you know? Did you know?
And I don't know if there's a specific formula to that. Sometimes it's just in other people, and sometimes someone else has to fight for it. But I think it's linked. They like dots that link all the way back. If I look at myself, for example, I forgot my dots now. I had my dots just now. If I look at this is what I was going to say. If I look at myself, for example, when I started wanting to play guitar, I wanted to go for lessons, first of all, and second of all, I didn't own a guitar. And I didn't have access to both of those things. So my circumstances at the time didn't allow for me to get a guitar. My circumstances at the time didn't allow for me to be able to, go for lessons. But I knew I wanted to learn how to play guitar, and I would borrow my friend's guitar every weekend, and that's how I would teach myself. And I think I did that for literally almost 2 years. So it's also finding a way, and I can't dictate a situation, but I think it's trying to find a way to still make the thing you want to happen for yourself happen, even though you don't necessarily have what you would think is the access. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm making sense.
You're making sense.
So I think
be able to do it in a small space or quantity in order to be able to perform it at its best in a bigger quantity. I'm guessing is
I think
it's not the size of the stage, but the size of the talent and the size of the passion towards it. Because if you can do it borrowing a guitar from a friend for 2 years, and surely you can do it having your own, releasing your own music. If I understand
it eventually, that attitude, what you've spoken of, that attitude eventually sort of filters over into every aspect of your life and continues to grow within you. And sometimes it's not even deliberate. It's not because I woke up and said, ooh, I don't have this, but I'm going to make sure but sometimes it's just an attitude that's there and that exists, and I think that is a large part of what will take you somewhere.
What's your schedule looking like? Just to sort of understand, for someone who perhaps has a day job and they want to do something different. We have hella hectic ones. We were having this conversation outside, Alek and I, that I'm here between 5 and 8. I run off from here and I've got to go to a day job. So I want to get a sense of, as an independent artist, what is your schedule looking like in terms of interviews like this that wake you up at I don't know what time?
So it's quite hectic because my job demands a lot of me and a lot of my time. But I think because I predominantly work on the digital side of things, we sort of
You're able to be mobile.
Yeah, sometimes. So, for example, for 2 weeks in a month, I come into work at 11. So I maximize the time before 11. So this is me now maximizing my time before 11.
And we thank you.
And sometimes I work on the weekend, but that will only be in the mornings, and then I maximize the time after that. So I think I'm still at a place now in my music where I can work around my time at work. But I don't think that privilege is going to last very long, and I'm not too sure how I'm going to sort of juggle it in the future, but I'm looking
So what's your exactly your role? At Destiny?
At Destiny. So I'm the lifestyle writer for the online. So I do about 90% of the lifestyle content on destinyman.com across health, fitness.
Hey, maybe I should go check what's on there right now.
Actually.
And then I essentially function as the grooming editor for the actual print magazine.
Great. So I wanted us to get there. Grooming editor. What is, because at first I thought to myself, grooming clothes. And then I was like, maybe not so much. Grooming is what?
So grooming is it's what, like a beauty editor for a magazine. So it's what beauty is for women, grooming is for men. So it's products. It's taking care of yourself. It's fragrances. It's skincare.
So you are trying on all of these products and then reviewing them, or?
So I'm trying on all the products, reviewing them, going to launches, hearing about new product developments.
Sorry, and you get paid for this?
You know what I mean? Hey, did you bring anything? Is it somewhere in the case over there? Come on now.
I'm from the hood. Sfag, brah. Put us in.
I will be honest. I smell good every day, which is a great
come
bonus.
on with it.
So it's just his cologne all over here somewhere. Who do you have on?
Currently, as we speak now, I'm Joe Malone. Yeah.
Google that.
Google.
Do you know who that is?
It's unisex.
Okay. Oh, okay. Nice to know. No, we're serious though. Did you bring anything?
For you guys?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Guys, you definitely woke me up.
Did you get like a
5 o'clock in the morning? I brought myself.
Okay, this is as good as it gets. No, we absolutely appreciate having you here.
I must say, are we wrapped?
No. We still got some time.
Quick thing. How I even got into that, and which is why I think sometimes it's important for us young people to really be, what's the word, not active, but to really show yourself in the workplace, and to constantly be hungry for something. It's so important to show that, because how I even got into this particular function is, it's while I was still an intern, and I'll put my hand up for everything, which is probably not the best of things, but eventually, because you are that person and your ethic shows, and you're constantly willing to show up, it does eventually pay off in the end.
So earlier this week we had a conversation touching on grooming. We're discussing beards, and whether or not who has the beard goals. Whose beard game is strong.
I wasn't part of the conversation.
He was absent from work, but let's not discuss our family politics now.
As well.
It's about Alek. So in terms of that, just a couple of questions. First of all, who would you say has the strongest beard game
in South Africa?
Yes. And what is your relationship with your beard? Since you are since you are very awkward.
I can tell you all about my relationship with my beard.
But just give us some perspective as a grooming editor. In fact, we should have called you actually.
I like Taplo Mokwena's beard. I don't know if he's still doing that salt and pepper thing.
Salt and pepper meaning the
black and white, grey and white, vibe. Second generation.
Yeah, man, I know.
And then his grey would always be somewhere different every episode. Taplo Mokwena's beard, I think, is quite dope. Idris Alba's stubble.
Ooh. Yeah.
It's definitely dope. And then what?
Alek Blak's?
The relationship I have with my beard, guys, is very sensitive. I'm always like, it's not over till I'm 28. So I still have a bit of hope. I still have a bit of hope. And I have this thing here under my chin. And every time someone notices it, they're like,
they pull it off.
They're like, oh, you getting something? I'm like, it's been here for 6 years.
The worst thing is that
nothing's happening to it.
It's just, I'm not as light skinned, but I get that. But every time my mom sees that, she's like, oh, look at this. And she pulls it off. and so I'm like, but why you gotta put it off? Why you gotta put it off?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Hey, that 28 is still a target, and we're still on it. So I feel you. I feel you.
They still hope.
There's still hope. Okay,
still hope.
In a little bit of a container somewhere.
In a Tupperware will rise.
All I'm saying, if it ain't happened now, though. But we speak positivity into these things.
Yeah.
Let's discuss your EP. What's the ETA on that?
ETA is
just looking at how he's trying to work it out.
Well, 6 + 6 × 7 divided by 4. I think I'm hoping to have it done by October. If not October.
How far are we
November.
At this stage?
At this stage, I've got my songs. I've got the songs ready. And the thing is, I keep thinking, the longer I take, the more songs I write, and the more I'm like, oh, but I'm going
to
might just end up releasing an album. But
sorry, you said might just releasing an album. What's the difference between EP?
We got you.
For the sake of can we all get an education today? What's the difference between EP and album?
And so what I understand it to be, so like an EP is an extended play, that's what it stands for, and then an album would be a long play, like an LP. So an album would typically have between 12 to 15 tracks or more, whereas an EP is about 4 to 5 at max. So I'm wanting to keep it in that small quantity, so that with each EP, I'm able to experiment differently and have sort of one set.
So you're looking to do more than one EP?
I'm looking to do more than one EP, yeah.
Okay. And title for this upcoming one?
No title yet.
Listen,
hey, we
gonna help
Are you my new title consultant?
Now, what you must understand is that we're constantly coming up with content for the show.
We've got it.
So we got the juice.
If you think about it,
I mean, holla at us
1
whenever,
+
wherever.
1.
Listen, we got
divided by 7.
Divided by 7.
So the guitar, because we keep on coming back to it. There's an interesting story per se, but only in relation to someone that I know who met you on the day that you were thinking. But what's the relationship with the guitar? Was it, for example, sometimes you go to a store, you're like, that's the one, and you save like 5 rand. You go to the store manager and say, please don't sell this guitar. I'm gonna come buy it. Did you lay by it? Were you just like calling up moms and be like, yo, send through some money, and I've got a guitar here?
It's so funny because I used to and I laugh when I look back, because I used to have this like Cash Crusaders guitar, like these 400 rand like guitars. Eventually when I got a guitar, and I used to like harass my mother all the time that I need a proper guitar, and how I would say it is so funny when I look now. I actually haven't thought about this in a while, and I'd always say, you're holding me back from my career. And this is
Yeah,
me.
Literally,
this is me at like 16. This is me at 16, 17. I was like, hey, you're holding me back from my career. Like, I need a guitar. But obviously at the time, it's not the cheapest thing where someone can just be like, oh, let's go tomorrow. But I don't know what had eventually happened, which led up to that moment. And then my mother then was getting me a guitar. And I saw this one and I was like, yo,
Alek Blak.
Hey,
I was like, Tandi.
I want.
But then I was also just like, it's like so far outside budget. So there's this.
How much was that, if you don't mind me asking?
I mind you asking. So
listen, there's someone who wants to be a guitarist or a singer tuning into the show, and we're just trying to give them an idea of. Well, I guess they would have done their research by now if they want. Okay, cool. Yeah.
And my mom could just see it in my eyes because I obviously then picked up, something that was within the budget. And she was just like, I can see this one that you're feeling, and I was just like, no, it's fine. And she was like, no, it's Yazi Tat or whatever. And that's the story of how I got my guitar. And then my grandmother, I told her I was gonna say hi today. She listens to everything I do, and she always knows. Like immediately, she doesn't have Instagram. But immediately when I post on Instagram, she sends me a WhatsApp. So hey, Mamzo, Mona Mamzo.
Nice.
So when I got my guitar, she was like, it deserves a beautiful case. And then that's when she was like,
So she blessed it.
Oh my gosh, is that case from grandmother?
It's from my gran.
Listen, okay, I'm telling you. If you haven't seen it, I think the picture that Solo posted earlier on Twitter has it features in it. But otherwise, even on your social media, there's quite a couple of pictures with the case as well. Yeah. Such a beautiful case. Oh wow, that is beautiful. That is beautiful.
So that's the story of behind how I got my guitar.
That's really great. So I say that I gather from that the support system is really quite solid, at home around you in terms of you building this career.
Super solid, and I think even I'll mention my grandmother again. When I would
you gotta make up for leaving it up until like 8 minutes before the interview ends.
So like even when I'd like sing in the morning at home and Diangola obviously, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, my grandmother would be like, "Ay, yaganumdana," like let him do what he needs to do. Do you know what I mean? And even the first time I made her listen to my song, I think a week before it came out, the thing is I wasn't sure how she was going to take it, because it's very not 1969. But she loved it. She just kept wanting me to play it over and over and over and over again, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm Mandy." So yeah. Even from her, she's been supporting this thing, and my family in general, and not just my immediate family, but my extended family as well. So the support structure has been strong. Like even Dalu Media, even the people that I work for, even friends, even strangers, which has been amazing.
So we're going to wrap up the interview now and play New Day, but we absolutely love the song. What are your thoughts on the fact that Trans Africa Radio playlist 100% African music 24/7 365?
I think that's absolutely amazing. In fact, it makes me want to tune in, because it then gives us an opportunity to even discover other African music that we wouldn't have otherwise heard. So I didn't know that you guys did this, and I'm definitely going to be listening just to discover some new artists.
Well, welcome to the Trans Africa Radio fam, and it's time for us to head out of here. It's been a really awesome block party.
Oh yeah.
What's up with that? All right, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's the Get Up with myself, Bax, as well as Solo on a Friday, the 23rd of June. Have a fantastic weekend. Make sure you have yourself a time that is good, but of course, be safe throughout the weekend. We're back again on Monday from 5 a.m. Central African time.
Of course, for those who are being paid and getting paid, make sure that you are safe. Definitely one of those weekends that everyone is going around. Yeah, it's payday weekend, everything.
This is Trans Africa Radio.